Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your friend, your mentor, or whatever you want to call. My name is Dharam Singh, and I have been teaching project program portfolio managers for a long time now. And I will talk more about myself, but it's not about me, it's about my friend Michael. Michael from Germany. How are you, Michael, today?
I'm fine. So the day is already nearly over, so I'm more fine.
Yeah,
Work is done and Christmas is coming.
yeah, Christmas coming, and this is my last webinar of the year. So the next year I will be talking to more people. But yeah, so you're lucky last, and we're going to have lots of good discussion. Thank you for accepting my invite. Actually, this is my second meeting, second webinar with you. The first one
Yeah.
we did March 2024, which is not long ago actually. It was great, and that's why the reason you are here, because you did really well, and you'll be talking again. So people who wanted to know more what we discussed in the previous session is also on the YouTube. The topic was mastering the problem solving. You know, it was a great topic, and we learned a lot. I learned a lot in this process. And today we are having another interesting topic: global strategic portfolio leadership. I know Michael not just because he was my student. He attended my PgMP and PfMP, and he did his PgMP in September, 1st September 23, and then PfMP just few weeks ago, 19th
No,
November,
4 weeks ago. Not 4 weeks
4 weeks
ago,
ago,
yeah, a month ago.
19th of November. So
Yeah.
it's not too far away. I think fresh memory, which is that's why I want to talk to him and extract as much as I can from him. And before I get you to talk, I'd like to tell, like, I met Michael two times. Once he was traveling to US and going to Mexico. We met at the airport, and it was a nice meeting. First time physically. The second time I met with him when I went to Frankfurt, and he took me to his factory, uh, Rheinböllen in near the Rhine River, yeah.
Yeah.
So we had a great time. So the machine you're seeing on the background, actually I've seen them physically. He will give me good tour of automation. He worked for HAHN Automation. It was fantastic. So we do see all the machine everywhere in the factories, how the automated arms putting things together. And when I'm seeing this from the scratch, from the bottom up, from the design to ready and testing, he was showing me how this testing is done. It was a great eye opener for me. So thank you, Michael, for giving me the tour. It was wonderful meeting with you and having lunch together, and it was really nice to see your factory and your people.
Oh, it was a great meeting.
Yeah,
Was really great. And I remember with a lot of sunshine too. So
yeah, yeah. And as I said, he is based out of Germany. He's traveling around the world. He has team around the world. I know Mexico, US. He do come across all the time and working for HAHN Automation, and one of the best known professional I know, with the portfolio program managers. He has done a lot of good jobs, and he will talk, this the reason he's here, because he earned the spot. He's one of the best known person I know. Anyway, enough about you.
good. Maybe first of all, thank you for all the good talking about me. But maybe before we start the question and answer session, just to give a short summary what we are doing. So HAHN Automation, we are building custom-made machines to assemble and test products. So it's for automobile industry, medtech, consumer goods. As Darren mentioned, we have entities in Germany, Czech, Austria, Croatia, UK, US, China, Mexico. So it is really worldwide. And we are working for a lot of industries and a lot of products. So normally the customer approaches us, hey, I have a product here and I develop this product and I want to produce like 30,000 products a month. So can you build a machine to do that? And so that's more like our job, and it's always custom made because we never know what's coming. So we are doing machines to assemble dampers, displays, electric motors, syringes, and even Birkenstock shoes. So we do everything the customer needs, and it's always a one-off machine. So that's the projects we are doing. And And you see, our company is majority owned by the biggest industrial front of Germany, and also the owners are still in there. So we have a very stable owner, and he is looking for stable dividends. So that's his goal, and that's also the main goal then of our portfolio. So we run our projects with the customers with a goal to get stable dividends for our owners. And just to give you a feeling, right now I have like 300 projects and programs running around worldwide, which are in operation or in designing and commissioning and so on. So it's like 300 projects and 70 project managers and program managers worldwide. Just to give you a feeling what I'm doing.
Yeah, great. So thank you for sharing. It's good to have this background of running 300 project in your portfolio. Yes, it's a big thing, and how you manage them and how to ensure that you create the synergy and get the work done with those so expert from various part of the world. So that itself is achievement.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that. Just some housekeeping. I have shared some links on the chat. Please go through it. So there are a couple of links if you are interested to learn about PgMP, PfMP, and these are older now, but still valid. Some of these how to do the PgMP, PfMP. But if you want to have the fresh or current knowledge, yeah, feel free to book my time. That easy to book. Talk to Dharam, as simple as www.talk to Dharam. You can get some time. Okay, I've also shared a discount coupon just in case you are interested in doing my programs. So as part of my giving back to you, you can, if you are already interested, Dharam, I'm joining, and you join the PgMP, PMP, PfMP, ACP, any other program, that coupon code can be applied, and I think that can save you maybe 10% or $100 or something, whatever it is applicable. I did mention about exam simulator, which I released in March. Michael also used them, the PfMP exam simulator. I'm sure he found them useful.
Yeah, it was really useful to train and get a feeling of the questions. So
yeah,
and I passed first time. So
great. Other thing is I have released my app on Android. So iOS app is being finalized. I think it will be another 2-3 weeks before that app is up and running. So if you are interested to learn about PgMP, PfMP, and PMP, though this app is available for you to download. A lot of free tips and hints and glossaries and formulas and many things are there. And some of the things you can buy if you're interested. But yeah, if you're preparing for PMP, PgMP, PfMP, you should look into that. Okay, enough about this all. All right, now let's get back to the topic. Topic today is global strategic portfolio leadership. So once again, thank you, Michael, for accepting my invite, and thank you all of you for joining this program. And I can see many of you are coming again and again. That's the show that you're a keen learner, and you're finding these sessions or these programs useful. So please keep coming, keep joining. And these videos are going to be, not only this, but previous videos are already on YouTube. Please go through them, include the last webinar we did in March. That's also available on YouTube. So go back to this channels and keep learning from Michael as well as many other people. Okay, good. That's it. Now, before we get into start, today is my German day. I don't know why I'm saying German day, but I had one class this morning, and one of the person from Germany. I'm having webinar with you, Michael, from Germany, and an hour after that, I have a podcast with with Thomas from Germany.
okay.
So today is my German day. There you go.
Good, then let's start.
All right. So, Michael, I do have questions for you, and very interesting question. We're going to go through them, and please feel free to answer the question as best as you can, best of your knowledge, capability, and I like to see that we have a lot of vibes here. You're excited, and at least I'm excited to have you here second time. Michael, my first question is, what role do governance model play in driving consistency and success across global portfolios? And can you describe your approach to implement effective governance?
So, as I mentioned before, so we have like 300 projects in my portfolio, and this you cannot steer and run without a good governance. So without a good reporting system and focus on critical topics, this will not work because you cannot have like 300 projects in your head. So that's really important to have a good governance. And what I also saw later on is that a good governance is also helping the project managers to concentrate on their work, because if the governance is clear, they know what they have to report and when and how. They spare a lot of energy and can use this energy to get their projects running and not use a lot of energy for reporting and keeping stakeholders
Yeah.
informed. So that's why governance is very, very important. Maybe to give you an example of how we do it. So we have a so-called project register. In this register, I have all projects in. This register is connected to the ERP systems we have on each entity. So I get like a semi-automatic status out of ERP numbers, where we are on timing, where we are on budget, but also everybody can put in his information, and sometimes also you have to raise your hand beside budget and timing that you have an issue, and then also can be raised into the system so I can see what's going on. Also, I do proactively meetings for all intercompany projects. This means these are projects where several entities are involved, because the hardest thing is always business in family. So that's why you have to steer it. And I make a regular steering meeting with these projects, even if they are not in trouble. I just do that. And also we have a defined escalation process so that you know when there's an issue, what has to go to the entity management, what has to come to me, and so on. Furthermore, it's not so much the governance of the portfolio, but I do also monthly meetings with each entity and all the PMs on the entity to check all projects. Because when you do portfolio management, normally you see only the troublemakers and not the good ones. So it's also a good thing to have once a month also check the good ones, so that balance yourself a little bit, and also helps you to keep a connection to the project managers, which is also very important.
Yeah, and it's very important to keep connection with them. Not only talk about trouble projects, why not, but also you're doing good and appreciate their work, because more you talk to them, more you build rapport with them, and they feel part of the team. That's very important. Thank you for sharing this. And yeah, is good governance very important, especially when you're talking about a portfolio of 300 projects in Germany, in Mexico, and many other part of the world, and keeping you tap on everything. It's not easy, when you, let's say if you have 10 projects, you struggle, but having 300, that's where the right tools, right process, right governance, people around you definitely make a huge difference. So, and during our meeting, when I was in your factory, we did talk about the system you're building and how it's going to interact with each other, other systems, to help you. More automate you can do, guys. More automation you can bring in your managing reporting or collecting data, report and risk identification is going to be beneficial for you. So
Yeah, and
try.
that's the topic right now. We are very well in automation assembly processes, but we still have a way to go in automating our portfolio management processes. So that's an interesting situation right now.
Exactly. Look, well, thank you for sharing this. It's interesting. And in a PfMP, we do talk about governance. PgMP, we do talk about governance. Did you find anything interesting from PgMP PfMP journey in building up your governance structure? Just another side.
Yeah, it's always a good input. And for me, it's also I explained it to my PMs. I see governance everywhere. Also, it's very good to introduce it even in your projects, to have a structure there that everybody knows what's going on, what he has to do, how he has to report, how he has to raise his hand. So it's like a staggered process from projects till up till PfMP and portfolios. And with this certifications, PgMP PfMP, you always get a good theoretical background, and you will question again, and then at least I did it. I questioned quite a lot. Okay, so that's a theory. How do I comply to this theory in the daily business I do? And even if with this process you start thinking and find some things you can improve. It's always working. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we do learn theory as part of the PGMP, PMP, PFMP, but how you apply that theory into real life, that's the key thing. As a certified PGMP, PMP, PFMP, you get to know all this thing. Now these are the tools and various things. Now you bring it into life by
yeah,
having a system, process, people, right structure. So that's where the advantage for you and your company by having you as a program manager, portfolio manager there.
and it's also helping to find the right words to explain it, because
Yeah,
sometimes you felt before I did all these programs, I felt the need for it for good governance, but it was hard to explain it. Now it's easier also to explain why we need it and what we have to do, because sometimes if you do it long enough, you get a feeling that something missing, but you cannot name it. So and now
exactly.
it's out there.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. What unique challenges arise when managing risk for global portfolios, and how do you mitigate these risks while maintaining strategic focus?
I think the biggest challenge, at least for us, when you talk about global topics, is our organization. So we have a matrix organization, and this means we have splitted responsibilities. So yes, I'm responsible for the complete portfolio globally, but each entity which is doing the projects and programs, they are responsible for their P&L. So they have a business responsibility and get also incentivized on it. So now it's up to me to keep them working together and keep everything running on a global perspective. So that's a big challenge, and also there are some risks involved, and you have to be very careful to try to steer them, but not to be too deeply involved in their P&L responsibility, because it's tied to their money they receive, and that's not good if you mess that up. So that's the biggest challenge what we have, and for that it's very important also to present the value of a global portfolio, and that's the only thing you can do. And the value is quite easy. If you have a local problem, you can get a global help. So if you have a shortage on resources, I can check, hey, where are resources free, in which entity can we exchange it, and so on. So it's quite interesting. Now I'm in a hotel close to the company here. We have here people from 5 different nations right now working in Rheinböllen, getting things done, because that's how we share resources. And resources is not only people, can also be a budget. Nevertheless, that's always a give and take. Everybody is always thinking about the taking, but giving is a different story. So that's also a thing you have to discuss. And the biggest chance to get this running is have a good relationship to all the stakeholders, to all the entity managers, all the PMs. If you have this relationship, then you can also solve problems. And there was a very good feedback I got from one of our entity managers, and he told me, hey, when you get involved, this always hurts, but it always helps. So I think that was a very good feedback, and I'm very proud of that one.
Yeah, and how you managing so many risks and from 300 different projects in the same system?
Yeah, we manage it over our ERP system. So
Yeah,
that's why I can see it. So we manage it on several levels as it should be according to PMI. We manage our risk on the project level, then it gets escalated to the entity level or program level, and then the remaining risks coming then to me. So if something pops up on my level, I am always able to dig deeper and look what's going on.
yeah. And do you have any alert system that risk is about to happen? You get some trigger conditions, and okay, now we have to act on it before it start becoming big.
Now, this is not so much system based, at least on the technical side, because it's very specific to the lines. Yes, we have some some global risk, but that's not so in the portfolio. It's more like financing and so on. So it goes more with our financing department, depending how the interest rates rise and go down and stuff. So that's or if you have like a different currency, so but that's normally handled a little bit outside of the portfolio.
Yeah, great. So my next question is, how has technology such as virtual commissioning influenced global portfolio management, and how do you see it shaping the future?
It's very interesting, and I find it very good that you still remember virtual commissioning. So maybe to explain it, and you see it also in my background.
Yeah.
This means that we built also a virtual machine, a virtual module of the machine, so that we can get the machine running and prepare all software, even if the machine is not physically there. So this we started before COVID, which was quite good because it helps us a lot through COVID. But that's something to mitigate some technical risks. So that's not really for a portfolio, but it's a very well proven technology, and it's very helpful. On a portfolio level, I have a dream. If you go to technical trade shows and so on, you quite often for years and years you get a topic, it's called predictive maintenance. So the machine should tell you, hey, something is wrong here. Maybe you should exchange this part, or this part will break soon. Please do something. So that's what we do with predictive maintenance. Not really because we are not able to access the data when the machine is at the customer, because it's not our data. Therefore, my dream is like to have a predictive PM, because I don't have the machine data when the machine is running because it's the customer, but I have tons and tons of project data for the last 20 years in our ERP system. Based on that, there should be a possibility also now with upcoming AI to make a predictive system telling me, hey, you have this customer, you have this situation in the project with this project manager in this country. Hey, please take a look. So that's right now it's more stomach feeling, but it should be possible to automate it.
Exactly. I mean, I remember that when you're giving me tour, and this is how they're showing me the virtual machine, like the screen, and this is we can create the system based on the parameter given by the customer, and we can see things actually moving, working, and it can help us identify the risk associated early, and the parts and something else, and also give you an option of actually training the customer as well on this machine, and giving the virtual tour. This is how everything looks like, 3D from top view, down view, every view, so customer can get the feeling before even the machine was built.
And also the good thing is you can enter areas and see areas running you cannot do in real life, because you cannot stand beside a robot when he is moving. In virtual world, you can do it without hurting yourself. So
yeah, that's very powerful actually, and this gives you very strong, control on the whatever you're doing. You have visibility, and you can show the customer early enough as a prototype. This is how it's going to look like, and get their requirements, or find more some issues or maybe some improvement as part of that. Based on your experience, what best practices do you recommend for managing portfolio level escalations in global context?
First of all, we talked about it, good governance. So that's the base. Without good governance, you cannot manage anything.
Yeah.
But there's a topic I like to do. A lot of people telling me it's more like a personal weakness. I see it as a personal strength because I go on site. I'm working with the project managers on site. I go regularly there, go regularly to each entity, see what's going on, because even if you have a good governance, all reports are a little bit political. And you can do that always through projects. You have your things, and yeah, you can show something or make it a little bit shinier or a little bit whatever. But when you are there and see it, then you cannot. You see what's really there. So, and that's a good thing for me to get a feeling what's going on there. And on the other side, if you work closely with the people, you get a better relationship. There's a better relationship. You can solve problems much easier. So.
Definitely.
And that's the big topic. Beside good governance, go there, check on site, check where the topic is, and not do everything remotely.
Yeah, I mean, the site visit is always good. And you correctly mentioned when you go and meet, you can get the feeling, is it really a big problem? Is it's a minor problem, which we have mitigations, and you can work it out. And maybe you can, while there, with the help of these people, you can solve the problem on the spot, or maybe you have a way to resolve it.
And the other topic is on an online meeting, you're just working through your agenda normally. But if you are there, you go for lunch together, you maybe have a beer in afternoons, and you talk about a lot of other topics, and you get a much broader view on what's going on, not only just according to your agenda.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely help you to build relationship with them, and that help you because when you are in some project in difficult stage, people they don't worry, we are together. We are because you're team, because your relationship and relationship will happen not just virtually but physical when you go there physically.
And
Yeah.
you mentioned that you later on have your broadcast with Thomas Valenta, our friend. And that was the first thing I learned from him. Project management as well as portfolio management, it's a people business. It's not just numbers, it's a people business. So connect to the people.
Yeah, we always talk about this stakeholder engagement, team management, um, and I tell you, I told you, but it's more than 75 web podcasts has been recorded with him, and you're not far away from Century, and that means
Yeah.
every time we meet, we have a new topic, we talk in detail, and soon I will be talking to him, and it's another interesting topic. So that's another YouTube channel. I have one where you have all the webinars, like Michael now or a previous one, and the podcasts are going on to the another channel. I think I put that on. Yeah, so that's also the link is available on your chat. Have a look, and if you don't see that, maybe I will reshare. But both of the YouTube channels, you will learn a lot from Thomas, from Justin, from people like Michael, and many, many, many people. I just act as a and try to act as smart as I can, but more job, my job is to collect more and more information or the knowledge from the experts. Easy job. All right. Okay. My next question is: given current economic uncertainties and market volatility, what strategies do you use to adapt your global portfolio management practices to ensure we have resilience and sustained growth?
That's an interesting question, and also maybe starting a little bit outside of the question. Our biggest advantage as that we have is our really strong ownership, because they have a long-term view, so they don't need to react hectically. Oh, there's something we have to do, and our value is dropping today. No, they have a very long-term focus, and that's helping. And I just want to give you an example. If you look today to the automobile industry, everybody is in a crisis mode somehow. So especially in Germany, a lot of OEMs and tier one companies trying to delay projects, reducing workforce, and so on. Also, when I was in September in America and in Mexico, all our customers, the most projects they have was with Stellantis, one of the biggest automobile companies. But 2 weeks ago, the CEO stepped down, so something goes on there, and you can really see that something goes on. And should we react on it because problems get delayed, or should we wait? Because on the other side, as we see it also globally, we have a big demographic topic in Europe, in America, in China. We're getting older. We're losing a lot of workforce. For example, I have a number in mind. I don't know if it's really true, but like in Germany, we lose like 400,000 people a year on the job market because then
Wow.
400,000 people more going to retirement than coming new from school. And that's a problem. And that means the only thing you can attack it is with automation. So automation is needed, even if it's not needed in the automobile industry right now. On the long, it's needed. So the best strategy to do that is right now stop cherry picking for profit and growth. Just try to keep your workforce on board, get enough work, and then continue when the market rises with your well-trained workforce, and then you can grow again. But for that, you need a strong ownership base with a long-term view. and not react on quarterly numbers. And that's at least the strategy we trying to apply here to keep the portfolio stable and still with a potential to growth. Because right now it's more the focus to stay stable and not to decline. Growth, I think, is not the focus right now, at least in our industry.
Yeah, so things are changing, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of disruptions happening in various industries. So one is to keep an eye on what is happening. You cannot
Yeah.
close your eyes and pretending that nothing is happening, or you put your head down in the sand just like an ostrich when you see the enemy, and imagine the enemy will run away by themselves. No, there are things happening. You have to keep an eye on them, and if something about to happen, you take the right action, right? So that we are ready for that. Um,
Yeah.
so, and that
But
reminds us,
still stay calm and don't overreact. Yes, you have to react, but do you really have to react today?
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, thinking and not reacting is right, but thinking strategically. Okay, this is happening, and this is what we're
Yeah.
going to do to against this environmental factor or this condition, so that we can still be viable or remain viable for many years to come.
No, last time I read an interesting book and just to translate it a little bit to the portfolio management, there was like, if you move or if you want to react, you need to know in which direction you want to react. If you do nothing, you need to know why you do nothing. So that was, so if you move, you need to know where to move. If you don't move, you need to know why. And
Yeah,
I think that's also a good question also you can ask yourself. So you don't need to move always.
yeah. I will ask you, put you in a scenario. Let's say you are working for BlackBerry, few years ago,
Yeah.
when the BlackBerry was on top of the, one of the big brand, and you attending the Apple's first conference. You're sitting there and looking what's coming, Apple is bringing, and you see this new type of phone, new strategies. And what do you do in that situation as the BlackBerry CEO or the director?
First of all, you have to listen closely and even looking what is the market saying. So how are the people reacting to that? Are there a lot of early adopters and what's going on? So just with the first presentation, I would not be worried, but maybe with the second and third. Because
Yeah,
also to go showing it in my industry, it's the BlackBerry and the iPhone was more Mr. Tesla.
yeah,
So that was our iPhone moment. So first of all, everybody was smiling on him. But then at one point of time, you could tell, hey, he really is trying to push this through. So now we have to take a closer eye on. So first of all, it wasn't a niche. Let them try. But at one
yeah,
point of time, and he built the first product and had his own car built up in a very uh, short time, then your alarm clock should ring somehow.
hmm. Yeah. I mean, you rightly said. You just don't react. Okay. You come out from this meeting, from the Apple conference, and you sit with the guys. Hey, we saw this new company. They're launching a new product called iPhone 3 or something. What do you think about it? you know don't just pretend that nothing's happening. Is that something about to happen now, knowing that BlackBerry was the kind of last time when but there's a sliding for BlackBerry. But in the market, when you are doing top of the market and suddenly realize that something is happening, don't ignore, pay attention, and don't react. I think that's one of the message from you. And don't close your eyes. Keep an eye on them. Okay, something is happening.
Don't react too close. And when you're talking now, it's remember me. Maybe you should ask your children, because when you go to the car industry again, everybody was laughing about Tesla because the quality of the sheet metal was not so good and so on. But it has a very well prepared connectivity to phones, for example. And if I would have asked my son is this cool or not? He would say, it is cool. And if my son says it's cool, then hey, the new generation means iPhone is cool, not BlackBerry. So then maybe then it's also a signal you should take a look on. Not only think what you believe it's cool, ask the next generation. And you can ask in your family quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we talk in the part of the portfolio management to make sure that we are remain aligned with the current market conditions as well. So
Yeah.
I leave that part question there. My next question, actually, this question came from James from Orlando. Thank you, James, for this question. The question is, in your experience, how can portfolio leaders inspire a shared vision across geographically dispersed teams to drive strategic portfolio outcomes?
Yeah. As I mentioned before, what I do, I travel.
Mm.
I live this vision of our portfolio, and I travel. I work together with the guys on site and gives them also that vision in person. So yes, you can put it in nice slides and stuff, but if you are there, this really helps. And what I also did, and that was also what Darren was referring to a little bit, I had the second time now a PM conference for my portfolio team. So the first time was 2 years ago. I get all the PMs together in Germany, talking to each other for some days. This year I did it a little bit different. So I had a conference in China, one in Europe, and one in US. So get the people from different countries together and let them work together. And this forms also your vision of your portfolio, and this strengthens it.
Yeah, yeah. So you go around the conferences, learn from the other leaders, other professionals, and share the vision. That's
Yeah.
great. So when did you come to? Did you go to the LA conference?
To what? Sorry?
Did you go to LA, Los Angeles conference in
No,
September?
no.
Okay, okay. I said, if you're there, you never told me. I was there as well.
No. But for the PMI conference, I stayed in Europe yet. So I was on the European conference in Berlin. But
Yeah.
what I meant was more like a conference with my team. So I get my team together and make an internal conference for them, and getting people from different countries together.
All
And
right.
this helps to share the vision in my portfolio with my team.
That's a different perspective. I was thinking PMI conference, no, but yes, you're
No.
talking. You have your own big team, and you get
Yeah.
them together in once in Germany, once in the place, the part of the world, and
Yeah.
talk and get some guests as a guest speaker and talk about various topics. All right. Okay. My next question. This is again audience question. Sanjay from India, and he's asking, would like to know your views about managing and engaging stakeholders for large programs.
First of all, with a clear governance, but as I mentioned, it's a people business. Go
Mm,
there, meet them, talk to them as early as possible in your portfolio lifetime. If you talk to them once in person, then it's easier again to talk to them again on video. Have really regular calls. Make as stupid as it sounds, make your stakeholder assessment and work accordingly. And again, do it in person as often as you can.
yeah. I mean, this is a very important topic, managing, engaging stakeholders, especially with the large program. Is actually more complex program you're running. You have to pay more attention to the stakeholder, identification, analysis, the stakeholder engagement plan. You have to have structure around that so that you are very much in control, not in control. What they're expecting from you, when they're expecting, and what you can do to build a relationship with them. So, and if you don't know about them, you don't know what they're expecting. Again, putting your head in the sand. You don't know, just giving them the standard report so everyone find your own information. No, but if you're sending the information to the CEO, you're sending the information to the finance department, you're sending the information, the report to the quality control team, you're sending information to the regulatory agency, your report's going to be different. Your communication going to be different, tailored to their needs.
Yeah,
So, and you will not know unless you talk to them, you analyze them, you understand them. Okay.
that's really true.
So, Michael, I like to take you back, about your journey, the PgMP and then PfMP, and what did you do, how you do, and anything you like to share with there. I know the number of people are there in my list. They are done the PgMP, they're doing the PgMP, they're doing PfMP. I can see a number of them. And one other person is also going to talk to me in January. Hey, Pana. So we're going to talk very soon. He's from Greece. He's also there. He's getting ready for his PfMP exam. So your tips for the people who are preparing or are going to do the exam in future.
I think the first thing is to step back a little bit, because that was also the challenge for me. I do portfolio management for a long time already, but you have to step back from your daily business and really concentrate to understand the strategy of PMI. What is behind the theory? How does this also all get together? Because sometimes it's not always what you do in your daily life. So really open your mind, get to understand how this all fit together. PMP, PgMP, PfMP, how does it fit together? Because it's like a real network theory, and this you have to understand, and that's the theory. This will never be, you cannot really apply this 100%. You always have to customize it to your needs and later on. But to understand and to pass the exams, you have to understand the theory in 100%, even if you cannot apply it 100% to your daily life. And that was the biggest challenge for me. When I read a question, it was quite easy to make across what I would do in my daily life, but it was 90% it was wrong in view of the theory. So that's, you have to get a little bit back from your daily life. So that was really what I learned, and what helped me then to understand theory and pass the exams.
Yeah. And you rightly said, just don't see as a theory, try to visualize it by the real concept, some real life examples. More you can visualize, more you can connect with what you're doing or like to do. This concept, the theoretical concept or the complex concept can become visible to you, and that help you when you're sitting the exam. And instead of memorizing, you can recall things very fast. So
And the next step, as you mentioned before, is also for me what was really helpful to test exams.
yeah,
To understand the questions, what will they ask? How do they ask? What would to get a feeling what could be the right answer? Because at least I was not able to memorize everything,
yeah,
but I got a feeling what would be the right thing to do. And also with this feeling, this will help you then also in daily life again. Say, hey, okay, that's the problem. Okay, what would PMI's answer be on that one? So you need to get a feeling for that, not just learn it. Yeah,
yeah.
just
And
don't repeat it. Try to understand it and get it and feel it.
yeah, and more you question you're going to do, more let's say you get wrong. That's not a bad thing at this stage when you're doing the mock exam, because it's
Yeah.
just a mock exam. You're going to get wrong. Okay, why I'm getting wrong? And looking at the explanation, go back to the books and build your knowledge around the weak areas, and then repeat the questions differently, same way or more questions, and until you start getting some level 70, 75% or some question. And depends on look. I don't just assume because every exam is same level. Some exam can be more complex than others. So you need to know the author of the questions and the complexity of the questions. Even when a PgMP set, I have a 5-question bank, and each of them are different complexity, different type. Then PfMP 3 set, there are different type of question, different set of question, more graphical picture, more with the numbers. So it gives you need to look at from the different angles. Don't just use easy questions. Try to see you should get challenged from these questions before you go to the real exam. Then only you feel when you go to the exam, wow, exam is not difficult at all. I don't know why everybody is saying the exam difficult, but this is easy, walking the path. Because you already seen that similar thing. As we're talking about virtual commissioning, because you already seen that system in a picture, and when machine come out as the same, then okay, it's nothing surprise to you and to the
Yeah.
customer. Yeah,
The mock exams was my this is the best way to prepare for the exams for me. So,
yeah.
and out of the mock exams, I get everything when I say, hey, that's interesting. I didn't thought about that answer. Then I note it for me and try to learn that answers which were strange for me. So
Exactly. Like, I'm very proud of this question. A lot of hard work is going into these questions, and the app is coming out very, like, Android app is already out. vCare PM Exam Mentor, and the same app will be coming out in iOS as well. Some delay because of technical issues, but maybe somewhere first or second week of January. I'm really hoping for that, and that's the eye opener where you see the questions together, you see practice, one to one by one, you see the the, the domain, the task, and the glossary examples. I also have one section called confusion buster, commonly used terms which are, we use them together but they have different meaning. So I have 50-60 of such terms in PfMP. Some, I'm very proud of those. So how, I don't know how I got there. So many information, but the coming out the product is really nice. So maybe Michael, you can also try it. I know you've done PgMP PfMP. You can review it now from the different angle and give me
mhm,
feedback.
yeah.
But if you have to have Android for that. iPhone people, sorry, I'm not. No, that's coming. All right. So, anyone has any questions about the topic we have talked about, or PGMP, PFMP, or how you can take my help? As I told you, you can book my time. Uh, Easy, www.talktodharam.com, and you will get 15-minute time. We can talk about your journey, your PGMP, PFMP, and happy to be involved in your journey. Michael, for your knowledge, I think I've told, but as of now, 528 PGMPs from 58 countries, I think,
Okay.
and 155 PFMPs from 31 countries. Do I need more? Yes, I need more. I want to see how fast I can reach my 1,000 PGMP, which is happening very fast. So, and I'm proud, and I'm thankful to people like you and a lot of people in the call. You trusted me on the journey, and I was able to satisfy your expectation. And the best thing is you got your certificate.
Yeah. And that's just a starting point because now you have to keep the certificate. So
Yep, PDUs. Okay, we'll talk
yeah.
about the PDU. I'm going to add some PDU concept with my app, because we like to know if I can continue to maintain my PDU app. You do some portion of that, you can claim some PDUs as well. But I have to work on it.
And I can tell you it's not hard to be part here. So it's interesting. With the questions, it's nothing new or you just I just explain what I do daily. So it's quite interesting, but nevertheless, it's interesting to prepare for questions like that because then
Yeah,
also with this preparation, you get new insights. So
yeah. And guys, don't underestimate the complexity of this exam. You may feel that you read the standard 5 times, and you've done the read my material, and you don't underestimate. Just make sure you are assessing your readiness by doing mock exams after mock exams, and see how you're progressing. Once you start feeling comfortable with 70-75% marks and consistently, that's where start booking exam. Anyway,
but
so
from my personal experience, maybe for me, PGMP was the hardest one because it's the biggest difference is between PMP and PGMP because it's completely different concept and so on. But PgMP and PfMP is a little bit closer together, so then the shock was not so big. But
yeah,
PgMP was really a challenge.
exactly. Look, you pass the exam in first attempt, and you are PGMP, you are PFMP, you are PMP, and you are an inspiration for so many people. There you go.
Hopefully, so If somebody has question, please ask me now, or maybe also you can find me on LinkedIn. So if you have any topics, you can contact me. And yeah,
Okay. And if you're
it's
looking for
also
any automation, anything you want to build, you bring for a factory or something, yes, you
yeah,
know who to contact now. There you
yeah.
go. All right, guys. So once again, everybody, thank you for joining this program, and your joining is important because I can bring more and more people, and more discussion points. And thank you, Michael. I know you're a very very busy man. Is it all this 300 plus projects going on? But you decided not only once, twice in this year. You started the year in March, and then you finishing. You're the last person in this in this year.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your contribution.
Also, thank you to give me this platform because, as I mentioned, it's not only to spread the knowledge to the world, but also doing that, you also get new insights for yourself. So it's always good.
Yeah, and actually you're right. When you start preparing for getting ready for the event like this, you need to dig into and be ready for the questions, and who knows what kind of question people ask. You be mentally ready. Be present as well, which you're doing. You did really well today. Thank you.
And you question what you did till now. So and this questioning is also helping you to get forward.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Michael, thank you, and thank you all. So let's stay in touch, and wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you. And I like to see you all succeed in your life and your certification. And anything I can do for you, let me know. Happy to help you out. And I can come to your office, do some class. I can do virtual programs, or you can don't join my public programs or whatever. Anyway, so and wish you good luck to you, Michael, as well, and to everyone.
Yes. And see you soon, somewhere on the road.
Yeah, I know. Coming to Dallas, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
All right,
Good.
guys, take care. Bye now.